Hey divas. Hey divas, how you doing? Hey divas, how you doing? How you doing? How you doing? Ooh, let's see what's going on. What y'all got over here? Hey baby, welcome. Come on in. Okay. All right. Hey babe, how are you? Welcome, welcome, welcome. You did come early. Happy Sunday. For all of you guys who know me, you know not go live on Sunday. So I'm going to tell you exactly why am I live right now on this beautiful Sunday afternoon. Hey divas, how are you? All right, welcome, beautiful divas. It's Shay, your girl, your love diva, master certified love strategist, voted one of the top 5 in the entire world for helping women to be able to heal their love blocks, become the best version of them, and attract their romantic best friend. Hey, baby, how are you? And welcome. If you're sick and tired of being sick and tired and you have no idea what you're doing when it comes to dating, then ma'am, you're in the right place because I'm going to give you some information that's going to help you to up level your love life. For all of you guys who are brand new to me, welcome. Okay. Welcome to the madness because it shall be. It shall be. Now, just warning you, if this is your first time ever seeing me, I'm full on Sagittarius, okay? I'm a West Indian from who's Sagittarius. So that's a whole lot of fire. That's a whole lot of energy, okay? And everything that I say is going to be with love, but it's going to be with truth. It's going to be something that you need to hear. So if something that I say hurt your feelings, okay? If something makes you feel like, ooh, then ma'am, just let it sizzle in your spirit, okay? Because that's exactly what you need in order for you to be able to have the love and the life that you want. Now, let me tell you guys why I'm here. 10 of you guys called me, okay? On a spiritual level, 10 of you guys called me. How many of you guys have been manifesting on this strawberry moon? How many of you guys have been taking advantage of this moon of abundance and love? Hey, baby, how are you? How many of you guys have been doing that? Now, right now, we're still in this energy, right? Of this powerful full moon. And this full moon, I don't know if you guys feel it, but this is the moon of like everything you've been asking for, the things you have been calling forth, like it's giving birth right now. Okay? So trust me, you're going to want to stay to figure out what you need to do in order to clear what's blocking you from receiving what you're asking for because this is the time. Okay? This is the time. This is if you've been releasing, so what you probably experience is releasing a whole lot of emotions, feeling like your life has been falling apart or things not working out right or guys ghosting you. It's a lot of ghosting going on. How many people have gotten ghosted recently? Or they had somebody who was really into you and really pulled away. Like, I mean, it was kind of uncharacteristic, you thought, for that individual. That's happening right now. How many people have had that experience? Say I. Oh yeah. Yes. Yeah. So there may be tension in your relationship. You're finding that you have tension not only in your relationship, like intimate relationship, but maybe even with friendships. But yeah, this is you're in full on ghosting season. Okay? You're in full on ghosting season. So what I want to do for you today is I want to give you the top 5 mistakes that smart single women make that keep them chronically single. And ladies, these are dangerous mistakes that if you don't fix it, then all of the wishing in the world, all of the telling yourself, all of the smoke and mirrors is not going to work. Okay? It's not going to change it. This is after 20 years of helping women to be able to attract love. I'm going to tell you what I've seen. I'm going to tell you what the top mistakes are and what you can do in order to avoid these mistakes. So your energy, and it's funny because today you should feel like your energy has shifted, right? So like over the past few weeks, you probably felt like a lot of pressure. You might have felt like your energy was down or your vibration was down. People were acting strange. You've been getting ghosted. You've been having people that's been disappointing you. That's probably been happening up until the last 3 weeks. But then around yesterday, today, your energy level should have went up a little bit. How many people have felt that? How many people have felt like a shift energetically? Yeah. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Now, listen, ladies, the way I'm gonna be teaching you in order for you to be able to upgrade your life is I'm going to be teaching you where I'm speaking to your subconscious mind, because by speaking to your subconscious mind, that's what helps you to be able to learn. That's what helps you to be able to make the changes. That's what allows you to automatically and effortlessly get the results that you're looking forward to in your life. So one of the things that I have you do when I'm teaching my students is when something that I say resonates with you, and I want you to put YMM in the chat. Okay. YMM means yes, ma'am moment. So that means that you had a moment that was like an aha moment. That's like, I didn't get that before. I didn't see that before. But then you make note of it by saying YMM, and it lodges it into your subconscious mind so that now it becomes integrated as knowledge. Okay. Because it's not enough for you to collect information. You got to have knowledge, and then you have to have applied knowledge if you really want to be able to upgrade your love life. Now, for all of you guys who are here, understand that the information that I'm getting ready to share with you is going to change the way you do dating. And I get it. There's a whole lot of stuff that is floating around out there. Baby, if you have any issues, okay, if there's anything you're supposed to get, if you're supposed to get your free ebook, if you're supposed to get your Secrets of a Master Seductress, any of that, just email support at Shay Better. Let me get that out of the way because I see people asking. Just email support at shaybetter.com. Okay? And I promise you, because I don't play with my team, I promise you they will get back to you. And if they don't, inbox me on IG, because they already know. I make sure I take care of my people. Okay? All right. So, ladies, I promise you this is going to be life-changing, the information that I'm sharing with you. Hey, baby. However, there are 5 dangerous mistakes that most single women make that keep them chronically single. And if you don't fix this, you're going to waste a lot of time. You're going to lose a lot of money. You're going to experience a lot of heartache. So I wanted to, as I was meditating yesterday, first of all, when I was meditating yesterday, I heard some of y'all call me. Okay? That's the reason why I'm here. So there was 10 women that were calling me, and then Spirit said, you need to open up your books to work with these 10 women. And I'm like, okay, Spirit, you know I'm going on vacation. Like, next week is not the day. I'm busy. And Spirit was like, you need to open up your books. There's 10 people that has been calling you. So I'm showing up because 10 of you guys have called me. And I'm going to talk to you. I'm going to tell you in the end what I can do so I can be able to help those 10 of you who have been trying to reach me and who've been trying to be able to get my help. But let's talk about the top 5 mistakes that you're making when it comes to dating. First, before I do that, tell me, what is your number one frustration when it comes to dating? What's your top frustration, the thing that absolutely irks you, that frustrates you when it comes to finding love? Put it in the chat. Meg said men. Like, women are an option, you know. But what I found, because I work with women who prefer other women, and same sex ain't problems. If you ain't healed, same sex ain't problems. Okay? The lies, finding people that use you, finding good men, haven't dated over 10 years, man. Honesty, clarity, I don't get to know someone who I like. The men I want don't want me. The men who want me are blah. Limited availability of attractive, intentional men. I attract broke-ass men who don't want anything. Commitment, lusted over, problem solving in relationship. Fear. Okay. All the above. Infidelity, lack of actions, and can't let go of my twin flame. Man, remind me about that twin flame, because you know you should never marry your twin flame, right? All of this hoopla about you want to be with your twin flame, no ma'am. Your twin flame is supposed to prepare you for your soulmate, not be your soulmate. Okay? If you trying to stay with a twin flame, you're asking for pain. Twin flames teach you the lessons to prepare you for your soulmate. But let's take a tab in that. I keep picking men that aren't willing to give me a partner, but they're babies. Okay. How do I know who my soulmate is? Okay. cheating when you're supporting financially, being sexually fun, being supportive and adventurous. All right, ladies, how many of you guys feel like, first of all, can I teach y'all? Do I have your permission to be your coach? Because right now I'm going to step into coaching position. If I have your permission to be your coach and tell you the truth, then say yes. Okay? If you are sensitive, if you are a negative Nancy, if you think you know it all and you like to argue, man, just jump off this live. I promise you, this is not for you. I'm not for you. This live is not for you. Just go ahead and clock out, ma'am. Just go ahead and clock out. But for all of you who are, it's okay for me to be your coach, just go ahead and put yes in the chat. You're actually making a spiritual agreement with me when you say yes. Okay? So you're giving me the permission to be able to connect with you energetically and to give you the information that you need. Okay? How many of you guys find it, the lessons about how to attract love, how many of you guys are frustrated with all the different advice and you find it difficult? Say I. You find it difficult to remember. You find it difficult to actually execute it. It feels like it's just a lot. Say I. Okay. Okay. It seems difficult. I'm getting ready to tell you a secret, and I swear, this right here is gonna bless and change your life. Okay? This is gonna bless and change your life. Because we need to simplify, we need to make this simple, okay? We don't want to simplify this. This is what we're gonna do. We're gonna simplify this, ladies. Let me give you a secret. Now, for those of you who are new to me, I run a top level love mastery agency, okay? Where we help women all over the world. And we've helped women who have tried everything. They've been in therapy for years. Some of them have been addicted. Some of them have been violated. Some of them have tried spiritual work, journaling. They've done it all and nothing would work. And some of them, it manifested as physical dis-ease in their body and none of it has worked. And then they come to D.I.V.A University and then all of a sudden they heal and their whole life changes. Their body heals, their money 10x's sometimes. Not saying that everybody's money's on 10x. A lot of our students, they might double their income, but some of them have 10x. They get off of drugs. They're able to not only get happy and fall in love with themselves, but they're able to attract love. And let me tell you something that happens with them on how they're able to attract marriage-minded. Somebody put marriage-minded in the chat because I want you to understand. Marriage-minded, masculine, good men. These ladies consistently attract marriage-minded. I really need y'all to put that. TikTok, Instagram, put marriage-minded. YouTube, put marriage-minded in the chat. They attract marriage-minded men. They go from men not looking at them, not talking to them, or cheating on them, lying to them, mistreating them, to being able to attract marriage-minded men. And let me simplify this. Okay, yes, that's a word. I just made it. Okay, just created it. All right, we're gonna make this super simple. This is what they did. I'm gonna give y'all my secret. This is the key. Okay. Most coaches, most people out there, they're teaching you backwards. They're teaching you backwards. And a lot of you, the reason why you have given up and you have clocked out of dating is because you think you're broken. You think something's wrong with you. You are frustrated because you've tried all these different techniques. You've tried therapy, you've tried healing work, you've read all kinds of books, you've tried all kinds of seminar, and you feel like nothing has worked. So then it must be me. And that's not true. Okay? You are not broken. You're not broken. Your techniques are. How you're approaching it is broken. Because I'm a scientist at heart. I graduated pre-med biology from Florida State University. And how I started this journey was I started it just like you. Okay? I grew up in a household where I watched my mother be abused on a regular basis, y'all. And when I tell you abuse, like the abuse was bad. To the point where I could hear my mother getting beat with a belt sometimes. Like her getting spankings. My mom would get spankings. Okay? So I grew up with that. And for a young girl to witness her father abuse her mother, that taught me that you had to earn love, that love equals pain. And if you weren't in pain, then it wasn't love. And even though I told myself I would never ever allow a man to control me or abuse me or mistreat me, that's what I swore it. I grew up and I attracted one dysfunctional, toxic, lying, cheating, narcissistic relationship after relationship over and over and over again until I found myself 10 months pregnant. And yes, 10 months because I was like 2.5 weeks past due. 10 months pregnant, and I got punched in the face by my daughter's father. And I'm in an Ike and Tina Turner type of fight with my child's father, with my boyfriend. Okay? That's how bad it got. Until I was holding my child. Now, you got to understand, y'all, I come from, I was very smart. I was very successful when I was in high school. I was very successful when I went to college. And I always was on the honor roll. I was always an honor student. And I went from that to being on food stamps and being homeless. So here I am holding my baby, homeless, unable to eat. I didn't eat for 3 days because it took 3 days for the food pantry food to come in. And the food stamps hadn't come in yet. Okay. So I wasn't eating. Thank God my daughter was nursing. And the turning point was when I looked at my daughter and I felt like I was a complete failure. There was something I was doing that was wrong. My grandmother, my mother's mother, she was abused. Then my mother was abused. Then now I was abused. And then here I was with a daughter who I was unable to truly be able to take care of. I just couldn't take care of her. So in that moment, something broke for me. And as I sat on the couch crying at a friend's house, because I didn't have a house, I made her a promise. And I promised her that mommy was going to figure it out. I promised her that I was going to show her what real love looks like, because I didn't want her to experience the same type of trauma that I did, my mom did, her mom did. And I promised her a big backyard. Okay. And thank God I was able to be able to keep all those promises. So I started doing an experiment because I was a science girl. So because I promised my daughter, I had to keep the promise. And in order for me to keep the promise, then that means I had to figure out what is it that would increase my options of being able to attract love. And this is what I did. I went on a dating experiment, wouldn't recommend it, where I went on 100 dates in a little over 3 months. And I interviewed over 4,000. Somebody put 4,000 in the chat just so somebody don't mix up the numbers. I interviewed over 4,000 men, women, and couples. Okay. My mom is fine now. My mom is fine. But I interviewed over 4,000 men, women, and couples. Of the 4,000 that I interviewed, 2,000 of them, about 2,000 to 2,500 of them were men. And then I read like well over 100 love, dating, and relationships books. And y'all, I'm a science girl. So I did pharmaceutical sales for like 15 years. I studied studies for a living. Okay, that's my jam. Like, I'm the type of kind of geeky, cool nerd who will look at a scientific study and read the whole study and love it. So then I wanted to understand, what was the science of attraction? What was it that made men tick? Biochemically, like, what was it? What were the trigger points? So when I went and started dating and I went on certain dates, I went with the scientific mindset, like I was going to be willing to try whatever I needed to try in order to figure it out. So sometimes I would show up on the date and I would try this technique, or I would talk a certain way on this date, or I would carry myself a different way. And I tried different things until I could figure out a simple formula that worked for me, because I wasn't looking to be an expert. Okay. I wasn't looking to write 6 books. I wasn't looking to run the #1 love mastery agency in the world. I wasn't looking to be on Tamron Hall's show or be on TV or be in magazines or be a thought leader. That was not my goal. My goal was to keep my promise to my daughter, if I'm being completely honest with you. However, through that process, what I discovered is that there was certain patterns. There was patterns in what it took in order to really trigger a man. And ladies, understand this. Don't fool yourself, okay? Because regardless of what Disney has lied to us to believe, regardless of what the movies lie to you to believe there literally is a method behind the madness. There is a science. Okay. There's a science to attraction. So they say that Mother Nature pulls the trigger. However, we're the ones that have to keep it going. So certain behaviors trigger attraction in a man. Certain trigger a man. And he's not even thinking, okay? And this is what I found, because when I was trying all these different techniques and it was working, and then I had all kinds of men that were approaching me, all kinds of men that wanted to be with me. I ended up getting 7 proposals, okay? Write it down. 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 men proposed to me, and they constantly wanted to give me things. So one man bought me a house, one bought me a car. I got shopping sprees all the time, tickets to the Masters, the Super Bowl, the Open, you name it, like whatever it is. I didn't even have to ask, okay? I didn't have to ask for it. They simply wanted to give it to me. And so I used to document it on YouTube. Like, this was back in 2004, right? Like around 2003, 2004, that's when I started on YouTube, because it sounds morbid. Let me knock on wood. Because the reason why I started on YouTube was, if something happened to me, God forbid, cancel, I wanted my daughter to be able to go to the videos to learn what it is that I discovered, so she could learn from it and she could benefit from all of my research. So that's how I started on YouTube. So I would record when I met a guy, if I was interested in him, and I would tell the audience, like, in 30 days, this guy's, I'm going to give him the fall for me. And then within 30 days, video and about me. Okay, he would go on and on about how it was different, why he wanted to be with me, all of this stuff. Getting ready to tell you, ma'am, hold your horses, Belina. Okay, ma'am, slow it down. Sometimes y'all want something so fast that you miss the lesson. You're missing the teachings. You're missing the very thing that you need in order for you to get to the other side. That's why we keep doing the insanity. Your insanity keeps insanitizing, because you're not wanting to listen. Okay, you're wanting to get to the how, but you haven't become the who. You got to become the who first. Okay, so you're in the car, ma'am. Just relax. So, anyways, I would do the interview with the men. The men would go on and on and on. Then women started asking me for advice, and then I was like, no, I'm not an expert. I'm not here to give any advice. Okay, I was not. But then I had this one lady tell me that she sleeps on the floor. Okay, y'all hear this? Hear this. She said that she has to sleep on the floor because she has a daughter, and she's afraid that her boyfriend violates her daughter. So she slept on the floor in front of the door, so that if her boyfriend got up in the middle of the night to open the door, she's in front of the door so she can stop him. That's how bad it was. That's what really started propelling me into doing this work. And as I was doing this, women were getting the same results. They were using my formula, and they were getting the same results, and they were attracting men like this over and over and over again. Okay. But check this out. I had a client who was in an abusive relationship. She asked for my help. She was able to get out of the abusive relationship. Her whole life changed. She was able to get a job because she hadn't worked because he was controlling her. And she was able to get a job making more money than she ever made. She was happy. She was healing. She was doing all of this stuff. However, 6 months later, she went back to her abuser. And I was so hurt. And I realized that I was missing something. I was missing something that a lot of you are missing when you're going to all the methods that you're using. I missed the fact that she hadn't yet healed, not only emotionally, but subconsciously. She hadn't healed subconsciously. And ladies, here's the secret. Okay, here it is. What I found is when you heal your love blocks, a love block is any thought, behavior, or belief that is blocking you from the love that you want. Love blocks also create money blocks. It also blocks your money. Love blocks also block all of the blessings and things you've been asking for. So if you're stuck That's part of your love blocks. And what I found is that when you're able to truly heal your love blocks, then the things, the methods to get them to do the whole, there's a whole trend now, black cats. Okay, before it was sprinkle, now we're black cats, and now it's all this other stuff. You don't even have to do all of that, because when you heal your love blocks, then what I found with my students is that they automatically move in a certain way. And we think that we need to do the behavior first in order to get the man. That's backwards. No, ma'am. You got to become first. You got to heal first, activate that feminine energy, and become first. And when you become, then what you start to do is you start to do the things that trigger a man biochemically to be hooked on you. So that now men are competing. Men are now competing. Multiple men are competing, and they're willing to compete for you because, ladies, it is a lie from the pit of hell that men do not like the thrill of the hunt. It is in their biochemical nature. It is in their nature to pursue you. And ma'am, whatever you've been telling yourself about the way you look, about your size, about the number of kids that you have as being the reason why men don't choose you is a lie. If you're saying it's because you're successful and you make a lot of money and you have all these things and that's why men aren't pursuing you, then ma'am, that's a lie too. It's not true. And I'm telling you, after 20 years of documented success, if you don't believe me, Google me, ma'am. Okay? Google me. Shay Better Coaching, Shay Your Love Diva. You can Google me. You can look at all my testimonials. I have 100% 5-star review. 100%. And then all of my students will tell you, my clients consistently attract healthy, loving, masculine, marriage-minded men on a regular, consistent basis. Why? Because at the foundation of everything that we do, we start with the basics first. We understand that if you have not attracted love and you want to, like deep down inside, how many of you are willing and brave enough to admit that you really want love? You might be scared, okay? You might have some jadedness, you might have some bitterness, but deep down inside, you really want love. How many of you are brave enough to admit that truth? Say I. Or me. Huh? Thank you, baby. Instagram, y'all awake? Are you here? Huh? Y'all usually the bravest ones. Where you at? How many of you guys are really willing to admit that you want love? Because, ladies, every time you put out there, every single time you're typing in by watching all of these negative videos, by telling all your girlfriends, you're speaking negatively about men, you're speaking negatively about relationships, every time you're speaking and you're writing that and you're saying, I don't need love, I don't need anybody, okay? I got my own money, my own car, my own this, F love. You're doing all of that, ma'am. You are speaking a prayer. You're speaking a prayer. And your prayer is going to keep coming true. Your prayer has literally put in an order. You have placed an order into the universe. And you are getting back exactly what you've asked for. So many of you select Build-A-Bears on a consistent basis, subconsciously, consciously, because you are terrified. Some of you intentionally have wanted to for quite some time to do your love mapping call so that you can get into Boss Diva University. And the only reason why you haven't is because you know it will work. You know that if you get into Boss Diva University, that we will help you. You know you will heal. You know you will attract love. But the only reason why you haven't done it is because you're afraid that you will attract love. And you will lose. You stuck. That fear of success, and that fear also translates in other parts of your life because you have love blocks. And the truth of the matter is, ladies, the truth of the matter is that you can try to jump through hoops. You can go to a matchmaker, which we do matchmaking. You can try to go to all kinds of different love coaches. You can try to look on YouTube and TikTok and Instagram for all kinds of free information. You can read a ton of books. You can go get Reiki. You can sit your tail in therapy for all you want to, ma'am. You can do all of that stuff. And while you're doing all of that stuff, you and I both know that you are skating around the actual process of healing. Let me give you an example. When I was younger, I was afraid of a monster in the closet. Some of you guys are going to get this, some of you aren't. But I was afraid of a monster in the closet. I couldn't go to sleep unless my dad went in my closet to beat up the monster. And I would never open up the closet, especially at night, because there's a monster in my closet. So every night he would beat up the monster. And then one day, my brother, who was literally like 9 months younger than me, we're like considered Irish twins because we are the same age for a month every year. And so my brother dared me. Okay? My brother dared me to look in the closet. And I was like, I couldn't pass up on a dare, but I was so scared. But I decided that I was more afraid of looking like a loser to my brother, and I went and opened the door in the closet. And guess what? There was no boogeyman in the closet. It wasn't as bad as I thought it was. That's how it is when women get into their healing process, into their healing journey, when they get into Boss Diva University, is they're like, oh my God, this is so amazing. Oh my goodness. Like, is this really what it feels like? Is this really what I've been missing? You are so afraid. So you do certain things to actually avoid the healing because you're afraid of what you might discover. You said, are you saying therapy is not a healing avenue? What I am saying is that even though people go to therapy for healing, they are not healing. They're becoming aware of the issue. They're becoming diagnosed. They are taking on certain titles that are reinforcing their pain and reinforcing them staying stuck in their trauma. So now you have a name to identify with how you're behaving based on your trauma rather than actually healing, which is the reason why a lot of therapists, okay, come to me. A lot of therapists, and I would say, like, I'm the therapist, love strategist, because they come to me to heal. EMDR, listen to me. I love EMDR. Is it enough? No. No. EMDR is amazing. Is it enough? No. I love ayahuasca, for example. Ayahuasca is part of even my process. For my elite clients who work directly with me, going to ayahuasca is part of the process. But the problem is that you guys, you're doing things in the right order, even with Dr. Joe. So many of you guys, you've seen me on Dr. Joe's recent documentary, and I love Dr. Joe Dispenza. I love him. He's amazing. Okay. However, in the space, I find that the people that get the best results out of all of these experts is they have to do it in the right order. So for instance, this is what I would do with my students. First thing is they have to go through my 7-step formula for them to be able to heal their love blocks. And then as they're going through that formula, their feminine energy is increasing, their confidence is increasing, their sense of self-worth is increasing. And then they go to Rhythmia. And Rhythmia is like the #1 ayahuasca center in the world. And it makes you go deeper, right? Because we dig deep, but ayahuasca goes on a spiritual sense. So now it's removing the spiritual energetic blocks that's there. And then when you do Dr. Joe meditations are even more transformational. They're even more amazing because you remove the resistance. It's like if you wanted to get to your bedroom, but the hallway was blocked up with a bunch of clothes and furniture and a bunch of trash, then you can't get to your bedroom, ma'am. You're blocked. It's blocked. So if you really want to be able to get to where it is that you want to go, you have to start in the right orders. You can't skip a step. Yeah, it was amazing. It was amazing. You can't skip a step. So let's talk about love blocks. Let's talk about what exactly is a love block and how do you know which love blocks that you have. Now, after doing this for 20 years, and remember, I'm a scientist, okay? I'm a science girl. I graduated pre-med biology. I was accepted into medical school. I was going to be a pediatric cardiologist. That's where it is that I want to go. But science is still near and dear to my heart with everything I did. So I took a research approach to figuring out the formula based in science to being able to help any woman, no matter her age, her size, her looks, or number of kids she has, to be able to attract a wonderful man who's effed up, fun, faithful, and once forever to love her soul. So through that process, what I realized is that there are 5 archetypes. Put in the chat, 5. Okay? If you have been trying for more than 3 months, you fall in one of 5 archetypes. One of the 5 love archetypes. Okay? Some of you already know what your love archetype is. Some of you already done the love archetype quiz, the free quiz that I have at bossdiva.com. So you already know what your archetype is. But based on your archetype, check this out, y'all. Based on your archetype, we have been able to predict this down like to a T. So when our students come, we already know what you've been doing. We already know what are the blocks. We already know what technique, what method, and what order will allow you to remove the blocks to clear your hallway so you can get into your master bedroom in the fastest period possible so that you can attract your romantic best friend. Okay? So if you are operating with love blocks and you're falling into one of these 5 love archetypes and you are unaware of how that archetype is hindering you, if you're unaware of how your love archetype is keeping you in the same cycle of attracting the same Build-A-Bear with a different face. Some of you guys have been stuck on a booty call for years. Some of you guys, and I already feel it, that married man was supposed to come over your house last night and he did not. Okay? And you have been dealing with his bulldo for years. Some of you resent your ex so much that you can't even allow love in your life. And some of you are not even mad. Like you think you're mad at the guy that broke your heart, but you're more mad at yourself. The things that you say to yourself are even more diabolical than what the person did to hurt you in the first place. And all of that stems back to the fact that when you are dating with love blocks, ma'am, you are a magnet to the traumas that are begging to be healed so that you can have everything and then some that God has in store for you. So you're a magnet to them. You will always attract at your lowest point of trauma. And if you don't know what your love archetype is, you're not going to even know. You're blind to even yourself and how you are automatically moving. So the 5 love archetypes that I've discovered through my 2 decades of research are Ruby, the type A personality, make it happen type woman. The amethyst, okay? Amethyst women, they can also be a ruby, but she can be a ruby amethyst because amethysts were violated, usually when they were a child. And that experience has left a hole that attracts the most ratchet, low quality men who treat her like utter crap. And then you have the citrine. Citrine women tend to be women who either witness abuse and she continues to attract abuse, whether that's mental, physical, emotional, all that kind of abuse. That's a citrine. And onyx is procrastination is part of a love block because it's you delaying you walking into your good. Yes, ma'am. And so an onyx is the empathic woman. Now, let me help you understand, ladies, okay? Because being empathic is not a bad thing, okay? It's actually a gift. However, you got to call thing a thing. as Mama Ayala, as I affectionately call her, will say, being empathic stems from trauma. Okay? It stems from trauma. It's because you were in an environment that was emotionally unsafe, unstable. So you had to learn how to be really good at taking the emotional temperature in the room. You had to be really good at being able to read people and feel people. And then oftentimes you became a people pleaser with no boundary, and then you blamed yourself and took on other people's stuff as your own. Okay. So, and then the last one is, so we have, the last one is a diamond. Okay. And the diamond is a woman. And here's the crazy thing about a diamond. A diamond is the woman who, like, she doesn't even see how great she is. She thinks she's a piece of coal. She thinks that she isn't pretty enough. She thinks that she's not good enough. Her friends all think she's amazing. However, she will put herself down. Okay? You'll see like a diamond that could be a model. I find that there's a lot of models that are diamonds. And what you'll find is you may be two or more of the archetypes. You might be a ruby amethyst, or a ruby amethyst onyx, or a citrine onyx. Okay, you might find that you're a mix. However, when you take the Love Archetype quiz that's at bossdiva.com, then your archetype, whatever it comes out as being your archetype, that's a specific archetype path that's going to be more prominent. That is going to tell you what type of relationships, what type of men that you're most likely going to attract. It's telling you how are you approaching dating. So for instance, rubies tend to approach dating in their masculine energy. The test is free, baby. The test is free. So for a ruby tends to attract from her masculine energy. Rubies are make it happen. Okay? Rubies are very responsible. A lot of times rubies are leaders. They're in leadership roles. There are highly performing, successful women. But they also are the type of women that don't know how to shut it off when they get home. So then they take that masculine energy that they use to be successful and they bring it into their relationships. But what works in the boardroom does not work in the bedroom of relationships. So then they tend to attract man babies and narcissists who want to control them and suppress them. Okay? Because a masculine man, he thrives off of feeding feminine energy. So he's going to be the one that's going to want to pour into you. He's going to be the one that's going to want to do for you. He's going to be the one that wants to add to your life. He's going to want to be the one to make things simpler for your life. But for rubies, because they became a ruby from trauma, okay, the need to be seen, the need to feel worthy, the need to feel like enough. Like, I'm going to outperform everybody. I'm going to be the best. You're going to see me. Okay? And it's interesting how you can have the most prominent rubies who are very successful, who are subconsciously still trying to earn daddy or mommy's approval. The mother or dad who walked away, or the mother or dad who was hypercritical, who they felt like they weren't seen in. So then in their relationships, they feel like it's not going to get done right if I don't do it. Okay? So then they're the ones taking on other people's stuff. And for a lot of rubies bodies tend to break down faster because they carry a lot of stress and strain in their bodies. And because of that, it suppresses their estrogen, which drives down their feminine energy, and it raises their cortisol, ma'ams. And when your cortisol is high, then you're in high stress. And when you're in high stress, you can't see the people that are really in your world. You're operating from a very high stress place. Your feminine energy you can be feminine, but not embody feminine energy. Just because you look feminine, just because you get your nails done, your hair done, you got lipstick on, you look pretty, does not mean that you have embodied and anchored your feminine energy. Hence why, for a lot of rubies, they can attract love, but they can't keep it. Hello? Anybody know what I'm talking about? Say I. Any rubies? My body is definitely breaking down on me too early from stress. Right. Rubies, what I find, they end up being extremely unhappy when they get married. And the number one complaint, right, J-Lo is a perfect example. And the number one complaint that I've heard from a Ruby who, when she gets married, she's like, why do I have to do everything? Why do I have to think of everything? Why does it feel like if I don't get it done, it's not getting done, or everything's on me? And then really what a Ruby is crying for is like, I just want to let go. I just want to I want to be vulnerable. I want to be able to just know that somebody has my back, that they just love me for me, that I don't have to perform. Because rubies tend to attract men that are constantly criticizing them too, that's judging them. And it's a manipulation technique. It's what narcissists do. Because if he's making you feel like you're not good enough for a ruby, she's like, oh, hell no. She's going to go back into that pattern of proving herself. Okay? She's going to go back in her pattern of proving herself. Another thing that rubies do. A ruby will intentionally choose a Build-A-Bear. Hello? A ruby, and this might sound crazy, y'all. My YMMs. Maybe eventually my YMMs will be dropped on the screen. But a ruby will intentionally sabotage herself in a relationship. She will intentionally be with a Build-A-Bear, be with a man who's just using her for sex, be with a man who's married, be with a man who's emotionally unavailable. She will be with a man who's not at her level intentionally. And this is why. Rubies tend to have a fixed mindset. So when a relationship doesn't work, a ruby blames it on themselves. That means something's wrong with me. And God forbid he is the one that walks away. And for a ruby, that's the reason why she's a ruby, okay? She's already a ruby because she's feeling like she's not significant. She felt like she wasn't enough. She had to prove herself, and she proved herself by accomplishing all these goals, which are good. She should be proud of. However, the idea of attracting somebody she really cares about, that's really quality, and that she's really into, and then walking away is unbearable for her to think about. So she will choose somebody who she knows is not going to work, so she can say, I didn't really try, or nah, it's not really me. To him, he's the one that's broken. He's the one that's broken. Oh, it's subconscious, right? It's not intentional. It's subconscious. But that's how a ruby will sabotage himself. Hence why, ladies, okay? And it's important that you tell yourself the truth so that you're empowered to take the right steps so that you can change the outcome. So when people are telling you that, the smarter you are, the more likely you're going to be single, the more men are going to be intimidated by you, the more men aren't going to want you, it's just simply not true. Boys. It's true for boys, okay? For the little itsy bitsy boys with the sensitive egos who already feel like they're not enough. They know they're not on your level. They know they're not good enough for you. So what do they have to do? They have to pull you down. They got to get you to lower your standards. They got to get you to settle for their ragamuffin self. That's what they have to do. That's the technique. And for them, they will be intimidated because they shouldn't even be playing in your field in the first place. They just shouldn't. They know it. You might not know it, but they know that they don't deserve to be with you. They know that they can't handle you. They know that they will never be able to provide at the level that you expect, that you deserve. They know intellectually they're not at the same level. They know that. That intimidates boys. Your success intimidates boys because it reinforces how they're too weak to get off their butt and do the work in order for them to heal, in order for them to become better, in order for them to work to have better as a man. So they got to make you feel bad. They're going to be the ones intimidated, not real men, not men who are in their masculine energy. For a masculine man, you're a turn on when you are strong and powerful and successful and smart and feminine. When you're strong, smart, successful, and you're in your feminine energy, Ma'am. When I got my 7 proposals, these were men who were at the highest level. I went from attracting build-a-bears, men who were abusing me, men who were disrespecting me, men who would have a baby with me and walk away and leave me hungry and homeless, to attracting men who were highly, with an H, ma'am, capital letters, successful, high value, high caliber, successful, wealthy men. And these men, even with having a child, they were still gladly willing to love me, gladly willing to give to me, gladly willing to earn me, gladly willing to pour into me, ma'am. This is the reason why it's so important that you stop falling into all the propaganda that's floating out here. Getting the man is not the prize. Hello? Good men who are in their masculine energy don't cheat. It violates their code of honor, baby. They have done scientific studies about this. Men are biochemically wired to be monogamous. Boys are biochemically wired to not be. Men who are in their feminine energy, okay? Men who are so insecure that they need to have their ego fed through how many women that they can pull, then they're the ones that need to sleep with a lot of women. Because for a massive man, and this is after interviewing over 2,000 of them, y'all. I'm not pulling this out my butt, okay? This is after interviewing over 2,000 to 2,500 men. I'm telling you, that's not how they operate. When they fall in love, and the science proves that statistically, men fall harder than you do. They've been designed for that. Think about it, okay? Think about Mother Nature and evolution and how everything is driven for our survival. If men were not biologically wired, men, okay? Hunter men with their healthy masculine energy, they have a healthy level of testosterone and they're healed. If they were the kind of men that were sleeping around and going to different places, then offsprings would die because the man would not be there to be home protecting the woman because the woman's vulnerable. She has to focus on feeding the child. Okay? So the bonding takes place. The reason why vasopressin, per science, and dopamine and oxytocin are present is to form bonding so that both pairs stay together to increase the survival rate of the Hello? Hence why, fourth, why they know you better than you know you. Ladies, men know you better than you because they're scared. The boys are. Because they understand better than you that their egos are way more sensitive than a woman because they fall harder and faster than a woman does when it's that right woman. And it takes them longer to get over heartbreak. They're literally terrified. They're not afraid of getting married. They're not afraid of being in love. They're afraid of getting married and being in love to the wrong woman. Let me tell you something. Men, masculine men, love it. Love women who have been in Boss Diva University. Masculine men. And I've worked with and helped over 180,000 women. Okay? This is not new to me. Some of you guys might be new to me, but I've been around. Okay? I've mastered this. And I don't say this arrogantly, but I am the best in the world at what it is that I do. Our students consistently attract these marriage-minded masculine men. And the men, they love that these women went to Boss Diva University. They see the difference in a woman who has went through the intentional, proper healing work to become the best version of herself. So these men will message me thanking me. They will send letters. They will send letters to me. One of my clients' husband, her new husband, gave me a tip. I got a tip from her man who has money because of the fact that he appreciates. So these men who are masculine men, who they're in the Dr. Joe Dispenza workshops, okay? They're at Tony Robbins events. They're in events meditating. They're they're in their own little man boot camp working on themselves. And you think they want a woman who isn't willing to do the same work on herself? No, ma'am. No, they don't want to go through that drama. They're like, they want that woman who they can pour into and add value and be in their true nature as a man, that they know that they can enhance and add value to a good feminine woman's life. But ladies, we throw this word feminine energy around like it's candy and hot water. But the truth of the matter is that a lot of women simply cannot operate in her feminine energy. And the reason why she cannot operate in her feminine energy is because she hasn't healed. Okay? Because in order for you, where's my thing at, child? I'm on the wrong side. In order for you to activate, hold on. Wait a minute, let me bring this over. In order for you to be able to be here where you activate that feminine energy, you got to heal first. I mean, really heal. You got to heal first to activate that feminine energy, because feminine energy needs to feel safe in order for it to activate. So the reason why you're unable to consistently embody that feminine energy is because you haven't healed. And you can't just heal where you're like, okay, I'm feeling good. Like some of you have generational trauma. And that generational trauma is in your bloodline. And through epigenetics, it's impacting you. And if you don't heal, it's going to impact your daughter. I had a young lady that came to me the other week, and when she was younger, her grandfather was violating her for years. She told her grandmother. Her grandmother said, and this is, I've heard, if y'all just knew the stories that I've heard, oh my God. If you've seen the things that I've seen with these women that come to us that are in so much pain, she told her grandmother said, what do you want me to do about it? Then her mother's husband also tried to violate her. She told her mother. And then her mother basically put her out the house. This is the regular story. I hear this all the time. Her mother put her out the house because she's not getting rid of her husband. And then I could see, because I have the gift of being able to see into people's past, present, or future. Okay. I've proven it and shown you guys online multiple times, and sometimes, y'all, it might sound sexy to have the gift of seeing, but some things that I see, no ma'am. Not saying that I regret it, because I'm thankful that God gave me this gift, but sometimes I'm walking around in the street and I can feel a man who's a pedophile. I know it. I can feel people who have like dark spirit, dark intention, dark energy, and I'm immediately like, I have a visceral response where I'm turned off by them, and I'm like, I don't want them to touch me, and I can see what they've done, and I want to throw up. Okay, so it's not always sexy, but anyway, while I was on the call with her, I was like, did something happen to your daughter? Something happened to your daughter? And I asked her the question because here's the thing, y'all. The reason why, like, when you sit down and you have a one-on-one with me, or if you have a one-on-one with my team, when you do your love mapping call, we pray in. Okay? I don't know who y'all are talking to or who you're coaching with, letting you do your healing process. But if prayer isn't part of the process, and I'm not here to push a religion on anybody. However, In order to truly heal, you got to heal mentally, emotionally, and energetically and spiritually. So if you're not implementing the most powerful aspect of healing, then you're not connected. Okay, you're not able to truly connect in a way that can allow the client to have the fullest level of healing. Whatever, that's my position. Okay, take it or not. But anyway, so we always pray in, and TikTok, don't start messing with me. So anyway, we pray in, and when I pray in, there's some things that I see with you guys that I can't tell you. Sometimes your loved one will start talking to me and giving me information, and the reason why I know so much is because you got like a grandmother or a loved one on the other side that not listening, and they want so bad for you. They know I can hear them, and then that will also be able to help me you. So when I was able to see that something happened to her daughter, I couldn't just tell her because her soul, first of all, I didn't have full permission, and then her soul hadn't yet said that it was ready to receive that information. So when I asked her, she was like, well, no, she said nothing happened, but then she told me the story about how at 2, her daughter told her in detail that something happened, but then later on changed her story. Do with that what you will, okay? So basically, the pattern had passed from the grandmother to the mother to the mother and her daughter. 4. And that's how it works. That's how it works. Which is the reason why I really started my healing journey. I started my healing journey because I knew that if I didn't, then my daughter would have to do this all over again. And she would have to go through the same darkness that I went through. She would have to go through the same pain that I went through. And I don't refer to it as generational curse, because who's cursing you? I believe God is too loving for that. God's not cursing anybody. It's a pattern. It's an energetic pattern. One of the things that God gives us is free will. And, you know, with that free will comes certain kind of behaviors and connections to certain kind of energy that creates patterns of trauma. And the pattern of trauma, we like to label it as bad, but the pattern of trauma, part of it is for our good. It is for our good because that's how we evolve. The healing part makes us stronger. Just think about it. If you break your leg, the point that you've broken it at, when it heals back together, then it's stronger than ever. It's stronger than ever. This is what healing looks like. I have been violated. I have been abused. I've seen some horrible things. Some things have been said to me that have been downright the most vile things that anybody can ever say to anybody that's in their family member. I've had some really painful things happen. Some boyfriends do some really horrible things. And with all of that, I bless every single last one of them, and I thank every single last one of them. I am thankful to every single last one of them. It was a blessing. If I didn't, my father passed away 2020, November 20th, 2020. And remember, I told you guys, my father, you know, I grew up witnessing him abuse my mother. My father was like a class A narcissist. He wasn't all bad, as they never are. Like, my father put a lot of good in me. But for years, I resented my father. And I'm so, so thankful that I went through my own healing to forgive my father. Because if I hadn't, I would not have been open to my husband, who's an amazing man, who loves my soul, who pours into me, who does for me. I would have never been open to that. And then I would have never been able to make peace with my dad before he left. Like, before he left, the man that I saw he was, on his deathbed, I thanked him for everything, the good and the bad. Because I recognize that as spiritual beings, having human experiences, that we come here for a greater purpose. We come here as a physical expression of love. We come here for the evolution of our soul because there's no separation. We are one. And through the process of healing, through the trauma, through the pain, it continues to evolve us. Just like that bone, when it breaks, it gets stronger. It continues to make us stronger. It allows us to love deeper. And so when I was able to see that my father was part of the spiritual contract of the characters in my life that I needed in order for me to be here. Because if it wasn't for my dad, y'all wouldn't be seeing me right now. All the women that I've been able to help, that I've been able to help them to change their whole bloodline where now their kids have a different future, that's because of my dad. And his pain came from his traumas and the traumas that came from there. So I think all of that was a gift to my blessing. But the only way that I was able to get to this place is by being able and willing and brave enough. It takes courage to heal. It takes courage. There's something about when you say yes to you and you're not just trying to find the easy way. You're not just trying to find the cheap way. Because when you're, here's the crazy thing about it. That's another reflection of your love blocks. I meet women all day long that will spend $60,000, $70,000, $80,000 on a car. Okay? They will spend $500,000 on a house. But then to say, okay, you know what? It's going to be $40,000 or $60,000 or whatever it is in order for you to be able to heal you. So that you, for a lifetime of transformation, then oh my God. It's like, oh my God, the nerve. I'll just keep looking at YouTube. I'll just keep looking at TikTok. All the while being a collector, ma'am, and collecting all that information. Some of y'all are going to give me a YMM, some of you not. But while you're sitting there collecting all that information, you're not understanding that at the root of it is that you don't need more information, ma'am. That's not what you need. What you need is to break an energetic pattern that has been permeating in your bloodline for decades. That's what you need. What you need is the proper guidance. What you need is to be able to say yes to you. And if you understand that money isn't real, if you understand that money is energy, then you understand that when you place the energy, the yes in your energy of money towards your own healing, you break a bond. You're breaking the chains that have been holding you back. That's the reason why when somebody was like, do you give discounts? I'm like, hell no, that's a disservice for you. You wouldn't even want me to give you a discount. You wouldn't even want me. When I first invested in myself, I invested $100,000 in myself when I didn't have it. And that was the best money I ever spent, because even though, the coaching wasn't the best, but it was the act of me saying yes to myself and being willing to put my money energy to healing that did this, that was able to break these patterns that set me free and open me up to receive exponentially more. So then when I tell women, there's something about when you choose yourself, when you invest in yourself, how money comes back to you. Like a lot of our clients, they double and triple their income. Some of them 10x. Not saying all of y'all gonna be 10x in your income. Okay, I'm not gonna tell you that lie, but they do, and they end up breaking generational patterns. So then their relationship with their kids significantly improves. They're happier than they ever were. They're in their dream career, and then they attract love. But let me make this clear, ladies. The win isn't the man. The win isn't the man. Can somebody tell me what the win is? Put it in the chat. What is the win? Absolutely, unforgiveness is a love block. Tell me, ladies, what is the win? Peace, healing yourself. Exactly. That's the win. I could care less about your money. To be honest with you, I'm good. Okay? We have real estate investments. My husband, I didn't know it because he was very unassuming, but my husband, he came with money. He came with money. I was in pharmaceutical sales for many years. I put my money in very good investments for a very long time. I'm good. I tell women all the time, they're so surprised when they get on the phone with me because they think I'm going to sell them. No, ma'am, I'm not. That's not what we're doing. If I had to sell you, you're in the wrong place. You are absolutely not the person that I want in our community. Absolutely not. I'm not doing that. The devil is a lie. I absolutely will not. I've had some women who simply weren't ready. And I'm like, no, you're just not ready yet. And they're like, I'll pay you double. I'm like, ma'am, it's not about your money. You're my mom. I couldn't help my mother. I was too young. I didn't have enough information. I couldn't help my mom, but I can help you. But I can only help you if you will allow me to. I can only help you if you're coachable, and you're not coachable. You're still angry. You're still bitter. You still want to be right. And that's not worth all the dollars and the pennies that you want to give me. No, I'm good. Absolutely not. That's not what this is about, ladies. It's about you being willing to say yes to you. And there's a special point there. There's something about seeing a woman for the first time say yes to herself that breaks open her life. So I've literally been there, right? Because I can see your soulmates. I can see your kids, your future kids. I can see like your whole future. Ask my students, okay? How many times have I told them what their soulmate looks like, when he was coming, their kids and everything else? Ask them how often have I been right. Okay? I'm never, pregnancies, all of that. Always can be able to see it. So I can see it. But some of you guys haven't even chosen your soulmate. You haven't said yes to the idea of having a soulmate. You have held on so strongly to your pain, to your trauma, to your feelings of not being enough, to your feelings of being broken, that you haven't said yes to your soulmate. So while I'm watching you, while I'm connecting with you, doing the reading, your soulmate is like popping in and out. It's so weird. Like, I wish I could put you in my head so that you can be able to see it. When somebody's soulmate is popping in and out, that means that at any moment they can just tip on the other side, where their soulmate disappears from their timeline. So I read the first 5 timelines, mostly the first 3 timelines, but I've seen a soulmate on their second timeline move back to the third timeline, move back to the fourth timeline, and then I don't see them at all in any of their timelines. Maybe somebody else can, but I can't. I can't see them in their timeline because their fear, the lies that they've told themselves about themselves, has literally edged their soulmate out of their life experience. And so I used to volunteer at a elderly home, right? And I would interview the women who are like in the elderly home, and I would ask, one of the questions I would ask is like, what's one of your biggest regrets? And I would never forget this one lady telling me that her biggest regret is that she didn't take the process of finding healthy love seriously. She just put it off. It wasn't important to her. She avoided it for multiple reasons, but she didn't. And she said that the regret that she holds on to is she will leave the world without experiencing love. That's what that older lady said to me. And I was like young. I was like 16, 17 when this woman told me this, and that had to be one of my canon experiences. Maybe that's the reason why when I did my dating experiment, I was willing to do whatever it took. I was willing to go through as many heartbreaks. I was willing to keep falling. I was willing to figure it out because I did not. When I saw the look of pain in that woman's eyes, I did not want to be her. I didn't want to be her. And the only reason why you're saying that it's so peaceful not dating is because you don't know how to date, because you haven't healed your love blocks, and because you haven't experienced being with your romantic best friend. Because I've been both. Like, I have been single, and I've been married to an asshole, and then I've been single, and then with kids, and then I've been married to an amazing man, and honey, no ma'am. No ma'am. No ma'am. Like, there's no amount of peace in the world that compares to having your best friend, being able to build a life with your best friend, being able to travel the world with your best friend, being able to lay in the bed and I do this every single morning. Every morning I reach over and I put my arm on my love bug, and there's like just that feeling, just I don't even know how to describe it, but there's no in the world. Is it worth it? Just like Maya Angelou said, love is worth trying again and then again and then again and then again. So, anyway, there's 10 of you guys who jumped into my meditation. There's 10 of you that I'm supposed to work with personally. That's the guidance that I've gotten. And if there's something that resonates with you and you know you're that person, ma'am, don't skip, don't run, don't tippy toe, fly over to findmeloveshay.com and book a session with me. And when you come to your session, because I'm so committed to answering the call because I know that it's a spiritual agreement, then I'm going to also give you 15 days access to my boot camp. And the boot camp is like a $5,000. It's a $5,000 course. Okay. So you're going to get 15 days in the boot camp. I'm going to give you a spiritual reading. We're going to identify what your love blocks are. I'm going to tell you where I see your soulmate. I'm going to tell you where I see your kids, where I see your future, and what are the steps for you to be able to get there. Okay? Go to findmeloveshay.com, and this is the only 10 for the rest of the year. Okay? I just don't have any more space. So there's going to be 10 people, and it's 15 days that you're going to have access into my $5,000, and really it's worth $15,000. So you're going to have access into my $5,000 30 days boot camp. And in the boot camp is where you have the lessons on how to be able to truly start healing your love blocks, how to be able to get to a place where you're finally ready to start the process to receiving all that you have been asking for and all that has been set for you to be able to come into your world. Can you put a lien on your house? So here's the thing. I don't know if y'all think you're supposed to bring a bag of money, but most of these ladies that are in the diva hood, they didn't bring a bag of money, baby. They just brought their will. They brought their desire. Like, we have affordable payment plans. We have funding partners. Like, there's always a way. I find that for the women who come to us and who actually get into our diva hood, thank you, Love Bug.
You're welcome.
For the divas that come to us and that are in our divahood, they are like the most positive, and just so you know who you are, okay? They're high achieving women who are already top performers. Okay? They're positive. They are coachable. They have this can-do type of mindset. They're not coming to us saying, "Oh, I can't afford it." You know, it's funny. They talk different. They talk like, "Shay, tell me, how can I?" I know, right? Um, we have lots of single moms that are in the divahood, baby. Okay, and they did the funding. We worked it out with them. Like, wherever there's a will, there's a way. But the point is that they have the right mindset. They're positive. They're spiritual. They're willing to be coached. They're not the kind of women that, want to argue or battle or be a negative no ma'am. They're not those kind of women that want to blame other people for their life not going right. They're willing to do the work. They're willing to show up for themselves. They're willing to be committed to the journey. Like, these are the kind of women that we work with. And the community, like, I'm very protective of the community, right? Because these are women who are like doing life at the highest level, and they're all loving and kind, just like what I said, and they pour into each other. So they're pouring into each other, loving each other, supporting each other. Love Bug, you put the link on the link in bio, right? Love Bug, you put it in link in bio, right? Yeah, to book a love. If you go to the link in bio, it says one-on-one with Shay. Okay, so you can just go to the link in bio or go to bossdiva.com just to make it easier. Okay, anyway, so these ladies who are in the community, like they're just, you've never been around a group of women that were like rooting for your success, rooting for your transformation, supporting you, pouring into you, encouraging you, like it's themselves. Like it benefits themselves. And some of you are like, well, I don't like working with a lot of women. Ma'am, that's part of your love blocks. Okay. Because what I found is I used to do one on one coaching like exclusively all the time. But actually, the group, when you're working in a group, it's exponentially way better. Exponentially way better. The reason why is because energetically, we're all connected. So when somebody has their breakthrough in healing, then it breakthrough and somebody else has a breakthrough in healing. And then as they're having their breakthrough in healing, then it causes somebody else to have their breakthrough in healing. And then it also activates your feminine energy. So when you're healing together, it allows you to learn how to be vulnerable. And y'all, come on now. Some of you guys, you don't know how to be vulnerable. How are you going to be married? How are you going to be in partnership with somebody when you don't know how to be in partnership with somebody? How are you going to be vulnerable with somebody when you haven't learned how to be vulnerable to somebody? When you're working with, loving, and pouring into another woman selflessly, just because, then you're learning how to receive that love yourself. You're learning how to be in relationship yourself. There's like so many different benefits that we find that women actually have greater success. So we use a combination depending on whatever level that you come into the Boss Diva. You said the women are superheroes. That's some of my students. Oh yeah, these women are amazing. And for women, for those of you who are in Diva University, it's on a whole nother. So Diva University is amazing, but we're phasing out Diva University. Like Boss Diva is on a whole nother level because they're invested in themselves. All of them are in the coaching program, so they have a guide who can help them peel back the layers and truly heal and to keep them accountable. So you're not falling off, right? Like we're gonna damn near stalk you, right, Brenda? Brenda's over here on Instagram talking about Shay is the best. I love you. I love you, Brenda. I love you. You came a long way, baby. Brenda was another one that was on my daggone phone giving me a hard time, honey. When I tell you when Brenda first signed up, Brenda was cried the whole time, okay? Then when I told her the investment amount, she's like, I can't invest that much. That's too much. And I can't. I said, okay, Brenda, you know what? You're not ready yet. I changed my mind. She was like, no, please, no. Brenda, she's laughing right now. She's on Instagram laughing right now. Brenda was like, no, please, please, no, I really want to work with you. Like, I have to do this. And I said, listen, you have about 5 seconds to get it together because I'm really getting ready to change my mind. And y'all, like the ladies in the community, they must have felt her because they got on the phone with her and they talked to her and supported her. And Brenda came in. She did a great job. She started healing and transforming. Like it changed her whole family, her money, everything. Brenda made more money than she ever made. Now she can't stop investing in herself. Now, she's doing too much. Now Brenda doing all kinds of different things. But I'm really, really proud of her. Like, Brenda, I'm so proud of you. But y'all put me through it, for real. Y'all put me through it. So how do you trust women and they hurt you as well? You know what? And I think that's probably why the divahood is so powerful because so many women have negative experiences with other women. But what I found is that women who have a hard time trusting other women, that blocks them from being able to truly being able to connect to their feminine energy. And as you start to heal, right, when you start to identify what is the root cause of why you have these problems and blocks with other women, then you find that you don't have any more issues with women, right? Like the issues you've been having is trying to show you something. It's showing you a block. There's somewhere in you. Sometimes I find that women who didn't get along with their mother or felt criticized by their mother or not accepted by their mother have problem with other women. And so they're seeing a projection of their pain through their experiences with other women. But once they're able to truly heal and once they're able to make peace with that, then their relationships completely transform. Like you said the booking is the one-on-one with Shay. Yes, baby. Yes. And so then their relationship changes. It says I'm an amethyst. First of all, D, I want to commend you for answering the questions honestly. And, being an amethyst, like they used to say in the mental health profession, that healing from the trauma, the sexual trauma, is just not like, you can learn to tolerate it, you can learn how to deal with it, but you never truly heal. That's what I've heard multiple times, and I'm like, no, these women are actually healing. Okay, they're actually coming in and they're healing, and it is possible to permanently heal. Ladies, it shouldn't take you forever to heal. It should not. That's not how healing works. The body and the mind was designed to heal itself. Just think about your finger. Think about if you break a leg. Think about when you've had surgery. Like, it's not taking your body forever to heal. Why do you think it's going to take you for your mind to heal? If you have the right healing process. If you do surgery and the surgery isn't done correctly, then you're not going to heal, ma'am. Okay? If you break your leg and your leg isn't set right, then it's not going to heal. That's not how it's going to work. Makiba, if you're asking what's the price, then that means you haven't done your due diligence, love. Then you're not ready. And it's okay. This is not the step. I recommend keep looking at the free materials, maybe get the book, and then you go do the Google search. You go through the website. You go through, because the information about what it is that we do, like, it's all over the internet. So you first do that process, all right? Because then you won't be talking price first. Because at the end of the day, if you're talking price first with your own healing, then you're not in the right mindset. Okay, that's not the question you want to ask. What you want to ask is, will I be able to get my results? This is what I want. I want to heal. I want to be able to have my dream life and love experience. I want to attract my romantic best friend. I want to be free to be who I really am. Or whatever it is you're asking for. You want to ask, will I get that? And then ask yourself, whatever that is that you want, is it worth you investing in yourself? What are you willing to pay? And if our prices is outside of that, then we're just not the one for you. That's just how it works. It's kind of like this. Like, I remember one day I wanted to be able to travel for a month. And this is the reason why, ladies, just so you know, okay, I'm taking you guys to Africa with me. We're going to Africa on Sunday for a month. And this is the first time that we're doing like a true month-long vacation. And we're like seeing like 6 different countries in Africa. And I'm taking you guys with me. And the reason why I share my life, and the reason why I share, like, you guys have been with me from not having much, being new to the bouge, to up leveling my life. And the reason why I show you is because I'm showing you the power of healing. Like, when you heal your love blocks, you heal your money blocks. That soft life you want, like, this soft life starts to come to you. If you don't have money, then you need to definitely do the process with healing. And you need to invest properly, because if you invest in something trying to be cheap, then you're just going to throw your money away anyway. Okay? Because anything that's under 50K, and that's even with payment plans, any program, and I'm saying this with my chest, any program out there that's less than 50K and it's a year long, and they're talking about you healing, they're talking about matchmaking, they're talking about helping you with properly attract a healthy relationship and become your best version of yourself, throw it away. Okay? Just throw it away. It's just not. It's kind of like you stay at a hotel and this $50 a night, ma'am. You already know what your experience, you already know what you're going to get out of it. So you get what you give. If you get what you pay for. So if you pay $2 for something, then understand you're going to get $2 worth. The reason why our agency has a 98% success rate is because we deliver top level, like everything. We're literally holding your hand through every part of the process, through your healing journey, through your increasing your feminine energy journey, through your learning how to tap into the invisible laws of the universe, through dating, we're matchmaking you. Like, there's so many different things that we're doing, and we're not skimping on that, because at the end of the day, what's more important than the money for me is your success. Like, where I get my payments, where I'm rich at, is when I get to read your testimonial. Like, that's the part that feeds my soul. And here's, what one of my mentors said to me one time, or my coach said this to me when I signed up with him. And I pay my coach $150,000 a year. Okay. Y'all talk about 50. I pay $150 a year for one coach. And I have 5 coaches. So I pay 5 coaches to make sure that I stay fit. Okay. I have a coach for my body. I have a coach for my mind. I have a coach for my business. I lost 250,000, $250,000 when I did not have a coach. So then when I was losing a lot of money, I ended up going to my coach. He's like the best in the world at what he does. And when he told me the price, he said it's 150,000. I was like, y'all should have saw me, because I looked at him like he was crazy, and I think my spirit dropped in my butt, and I froze, and I just looked at him, and I was like, and like probably after about 90 seconds, I said, let's do it. I said, let's do it. And he said, okay. And then he said to me, he said, Shay, what is it that made you say yes? And I said, if I didn't do it, then I would lose $150,000 a month. Like, I would lose more. I literally can't afford not to do it. So my mindset is, what do we need to do? Let's figure it out. Like, how do we make it happen? And he said, that's the difference between rich and poor people. He said, poor people make statements, I can't afford it, when they will afford whatever they want to afford. And we all know that's the truth. We afford whatever we want to afford. But rich people say, how much will it cost me if I don't? How can I make it happen? And that difference in mindset, that change in mindset, that how can I, that's what changes your life. Because when I first started this journey, I didn't have 2 pots to rub together. Remember, I was homeless with a child, okay? And then we ended up moving into a basement apartment. And then I saw Tony Robbins on TV. And when I saw Tony Robbins on TV for the first time, I was like, I gotta do that. I gotta do that. And it was like $1,400 for his ticket. And this was back in like 2001. Who had $1,400? I was on food stamps. That was like $50,000 for me. Okay. But when I saw him, I said, I gotta do it. I have to do it. It's a must. I'm going. And then in my mind, I said, I'm going. I don't know how I'm going to do it, but I'm going. I made that decision. And then y'all, it's something about when you make a decision, like when you declare something without needing the evidence of it, that like God starts moving and responding. Because I ended up getting like a refund out of nowhere. Money just started coming from nowhere. And all the money that came was exactly the cost of the ticket. And that's to sit in the back. Like, the event that I went to at Tony Robbins, I had to sit in the overflow for the $1,400, but it changed my life, like, on a whole nother level. That's when I started to continue to elevate. That's when I started to change my life. That's when more money started coming to me than ever. And it was because I moved in true faith. In true faith. And that's how I do everything. That's how I've been able to amass and achieve what it is that I achieve. That's the secret. So I made and I'm doing it decision and ended up losing my apartment. Baby, if you do anything in fear, okay, hear me, because I've seen people do this too. If you do anything in fear, then that which you fear shall come upon you, okay? Because the energy is going to the fear. That's where it's going. If you do anything, it's kind of like, have any one of you guys had, for instance, my daughter, when she was a baby, I told the doctors not to give her the Hep B shot, and TikTok might end up like turning off my thing at this point. But anyway, I told them I didn't want her to have the Hep B shot. Something in my spirit said, don't do it. They did it anyway. My daughter started dying. Okay. They brought my daughter to me. They were like, she's probably not going to live through the night. She had an allergic reaction to the shot, and all her organs are shutting down. It was bad. So my daughter's laying there limp in my arms. I refuse to ugly cry today. But in that moment, I made a decision. I said to God, I walked over to the window while I was holding my child, and I held my child up in the sky, and I said, God, I'm not even going to ask you. We're not having a conversation. I'm not going to pray. I'm not asking you. You will heal her. She will be healed. Period. She will be healed. And I knew it with every fiber in my being, my child was going to be healed. There was no other option. I made a decision. There was no room for fear. There was no room for doubt. There was no room for nothing except for my child to be healed. And then as soon as I did that, I sat down in the chair and I just held her limp body. And then my midwife came in, and then my midwife was like, you need to take these herbs. She had her concoction, and she said, just keep squeezing your breast milk in her mouth. And my daughter was laying there with her mouth wide open because she was dying. And so I just kept squeezing my milk in her mouth. And within hours, she started breathing more deeply. She started moving. Her vital signs started to improve. The doctors were like flabbergasted with like what was going on with her. And yeah. And it's like the same thing with stepping over that hump. It's like when you don't have any money, especially when you don't have any money, you got to do a demonstration with pure faith that I refuse. I'm not doing this. I'm not living like this anymore. And I had one of those moments. Like when I was on food stamps, when I didn't have any money, I had one of those moments. When Tony Robbins came on TV, I was like, I refuse. This is not my life. I'm not living like this. I'm not living in lack anymore. I refuse. I don't know how I'm going to get the money, but I'm going to get it. I'm going to get it, and I'm going to change my life. And I went from being on food stamps to becoming a multi-millionaire, having one of the largest love mastery agencies in the world. And that comes from everything that I do. Like I have done things that's unconventional in my industry. And that comes from moving not based on what I think I have, but moving based on pure faith, pure knowing, pure creation. Like you're moving into creation energy, which is tapping into who it is that you know. So I know when a woman is ready to do Boss Diva University because she moves into that energy. She moves beyond the fear, beyond the need to control, beyond the need to like make sense of anything. She moves to this space like, I have to do this. It's kind of like if you look at Shima's testimony that's on my Instagram page. I have it pinned on my reels. And Shima, like when she came to me, she wanted to work directly with me. And if you're going to work with me, then working directly with me, that's $265,000. That's how much my clients pay me. I'm not blowing smoke up your butt. If you work with my other staff, then, you know, like that's when you're going to get into the lower prices, but they're still great. They were trained directly from me. You can look at the reviews. Our students are still having amazing results. But there's some women that they know they're called to work with me, and they're willing to work with me. So when Shima came to me and, you know, we were talking about it, her parents were the ones who would pay for her to do different boot camps. She comes from a very wealthy family anyway, but when she said that she wanted to work with me, I'm like, ma'am, this is the price, and I don't want mommy to pay for it. Okay? Mommy can't pay for it. You have to pay for it. It needs to come from your bank. That's the only way that I'm willing to work with you, is if you are the one directly willing to invest in yourself. And Shima was like, I'll do it. I'll do whatever I have to do. And y'all, I wish you could, sometimes I wish you could see, because the best way that I could show you where they came from is showing you their before picture and then showing you their after picture, because you can see the light in their eyes. You can see the light not being there when they start, and then the light coming when they, you know, when they do their after picture. And it's like worlds different. So Shima was like a VP. She's one of the youngest VPs in the country to run like a Fortune 500 company, but she still was dealing with insecurity. She was still attracting Build-A-Bears. She was still feeling like she was not enough. And to her, the investment was a lot of money. But she was like, I'm tired of being in this pain. I'm tired of not having the life that I want. I'm willing to figure it out. I'm willing to do what it takes. And the transformation that she made, she even shares in her testimonial, she was addicted to marijuana. She could not stop no matter what she tried to do. Shima didn't even like her name. Shima had so many different insecurities. She kept tolerating the worst behavior from men. She went from that to making more money than she ever has. She is living in her dream neighborhood. She is now the president of a company, and she attracted her romantic best friend. And this guy is a freaking great guy. Like, he adores her. He's already made it clear that he wants to marry her. They've already been dating like 5 or 6 months. And she's like, because she listens, she's coachable. So she listens to the formula and how I coach her. I'm like, you don't get engaged before a year. And he's already planning her ring. Like, he's already ring shopping. He already knows what he wants. And he's already adding value to her life. That's what you get when you already make a decision that I'm choosing myself. Hey, baby. How are you? You said you look a mess these days. Shima is 36, I want to say. 36, 35, 36. Baby, let me say, Yancy, let me tell you something, okay? Because you're talking to the wrong person with that. You said, where I'm from, the minimum wage is $12,000 a year. Ma'am, you on the internet. You know there's people with TikTok shop that are making millions of dollars a week on TikTok shop. You know there's kids on YouTube making $40 million a year on TikTok, on YouTube. No, ma'am. There's too much money that is flowing in and out all around. And this is the reason why I talk to women, right? Like, ladies, there's secret places. There's places that we as women aren't privy to, where men move a certain way. And what I've recognized by being in certain circles is that men have no problem investing in themselves when they know it's going to advance their future. No problem at all. Men also don't have this thing that we as women been brainwashed, that we have to think about everybody else and sacrifice ourselves and being self-sacrificing. Men don't have that. We as women do. So the idea of a woman investing in herself is like, oh my God. And then let's not even get into the parts like, depending on what your race is, because for African American and Latino women, the idea of investing significantly is, oh my God. Oh my God. Because we've been brainwashed by society that we're not even worth it. We're at the bottom. So to invest that's bumping up against our own subconscious beliefs about our own self-worth that we have to break out of. But that's literally the key. That's the code. I'm giving you guys in code the code. Right, Brenda? Brenda's like, yep. That's a strong Latina woman. And what I was saying earlier is, even if you can't do Boss Diva right now, start where you're at. Okay? Like, you might want to buy a Porsche. But ma'am, you might have Kia money. If you at Kia, start at Kia. Start where you're at, but start somewhere. Like, make the declaration that you will get there, that you will. The goal is to get to BDU. The goal is, if you want a Porsche, to get to a Porsche. I remember the only thing I could buy was a Dodge Shadow. Like, that's what I was working with. I wanted a Bentley. I had the little Bentley car on top of my desk. And, I wanted a Bentley. But, like, in my mind, I knew, and you're right, we always think that it's a waste of money if we invest in ourselves. And that's the part that we've been brainwashed as women. So I knew I wanted a Bentley, but there was a time I couldn't buy a Bentley. I would look crazy trying to do a Bentley. I had to start where I was at, ma'am. I had to start with the Dodge and move my way up. And then until one day I was able to get my dream car. And you have to think about it the same way. Like, don't look at it as, I will never be able to do it. Ask the question, Shay, where can I start? Okay? What can I do? How can I start to clear these love blocks so I can clear my money blocks? so that I can be able to have better. But for the ten of you who I'm speaking to, who you know I'm speaking to you, I look forward to working with you. I'm only coaching Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. And then that would be the last for the rest of the year that I'm opening up my calendar. Okay. So for those 10 of you, I'm here. I'm answering your call. I'm ready to serve you. I can't wait to work with you. For those of you who you just simply want our help and you want to talk to one of my specialists, right now I'm doing a special where you can book your love mapping call for free. Okay. And for those of you who are on my live last Tuesday, I gave you guys like an irresistible gift. Like you were able to get Secrets of a Master Seductress at like no cost when you showed up for your call. And spirit, if I want to do that again. That course is a $1,200. That Secrets of a Master Seductress. Who wants it? Who here wants first our help? So you want to be able to identify your love blocks and get a plan on how we can help you, and you want access to that $1,200 course, Secrets of a Master Seductress, so that you can learn how to use your feminine power in order to not only influence attracting a man, but influence your husband. You will be powerful for life, y'all. Like, it's found nowhere. If you notice, I don't know if you know this, but if you research any books on seduction, they're all made for men. There's none for women. The one for women, they're telling you to use sex for seduction. That's not true seduction. Okay? True seduction is using your feminine power. And they burnt the books because you became so powerful understanding how to tap into the power of ethical seduction. But if I get enough people that say that they want it, then I will, for an hour, open up the special. Okay? Oh, you said that course is amazing. Thank you, baby. I will open it up. Love bug. Love bug. All right. The first 20 people that books their call for the love mapping call, lovemappingcall.com, it will be free, and I will give you the Secrets of a Master Seductress. Okay? That will be my last gift, and that will be my last gift. Okay? And then these group of women that we're working with, these are the group of women that we're working with, helping you to be able to attract your soulmate in time for the holidays. So when you book your call with me, or if you're booking your call with my staff, set the intention as you're booking that you are going to heal and attract your soulmate this year, ma'am. Okay? Because more than anything, I want your testimony. I want you and your picture of you with your soulmate in your ugly Christmas PJs. Who promises? Who promises? Say I. And oh, you got to put, if you book, put booked in the comment so that we know, so that you can be guaranteed to get your Secrets of a Master Seductress. Okay? So once you book your love mapping call, then put book in the comment. Brenda, you meeting that man, ma'am. Okay? Okay? You meeting that man in September, baby. September is when you're going to meet him. You're going to meet him by September. Okay? You're going to meet him by September. Make sure to book with my love specialist for the free offer, then go to lovemappingcall.com and do the questionnaire, ladies. Like, that's how we can know where you're at, so that we can be able to help you. Do the questionnaire. Don't just do it to be curious. Do it because if it's a good fit, if my staff says yes to you getting in, then you're prepared to take action. Okay? You're prepared to allow us to help you. So make sure you fill out the application. You're not being locked into anything, because we need to make sure that it's a good fit, because we are really big about once you book your call, you will get access to the Secrets of a Master Seductress. Call and or a book with me, put in the comments if you book, so my staff can take you down, and so that we can guarantee that you get your Secrets of Master Seductress. Jessica, go to lovemappingcall.com. Okay. And let me know when it won't let you book, because then that means that we filled up, honey. You go to Love Mapping Call. It says start your application. Fill it out so we know what you're dealing with, where you're at, so your love specialist can know how to be able to best support you. And then once you do that, then you'll get to a calendar, select what day and time works for you, and then you will confirm. If you're booking with me, then I'm offering a special, because normally my one-on-ones are $1,000, but for today only, it's going to be $399 for the only 10 spots, or I think it's 9 now. Okay, so for $399, and then you will also get access to the boot camp, the 1130 days boot camp. And 1130 days boot camp, it has Secrets of a Master Seductress in it. It has feminine energy in it. It has online dating made easy. It has how to heal your love block. So you're going to have access to all of that, which is $5,000. It's worth $15,000, but the course costs $5,000. And I'm going to give you 15 days to access that. Cece, you're scared to attract your soulmate. Okay, you're like wondering, where is he? When is he going to come? And you're scared to attract your soulmate. The truth of the matter is I don't even have to be psychic to tell you, like, are you going to attract your soulmate? Have you made that your decision? Because you haven't made a decision yet. Hey, baby. Do you work with senior citizens? Ma'am, what do you mean senior citizens, ma'am? Like, we have clients, 2 of my clients got married and they are in their late 50s. And I have clients that are in their 60s that are in BDU. So I'm not. But once you book your love mapping call, put book so we can note it, so that you can be able to get your Secrets of a Master Seductress, okay? Yes, baby, you're still young. She said mid-60s. You're still young, my love, okay? You're still young. So yes, we will work with you. Your soulmates, where are you at, Meg? When you show up, that's why healing is so important. When you heal and you show up, then your soulmate will show up too. Okay? When you heal and show up. I have seen people's soulmates on their way, and then their soulmate shows up and they get so scared, then they reject them. And thank God, like, that happens with our students a lot. But they have a coach that's like, no, ma'am. Okay? Go on that date. Give them a chance. Even with Shima almost let her man go, and then now she's in a great relationship. Okay? Because sometimes those old patterns try to pop back up. But when you have somebody there that's holding your hand and holding you accountable, then they keep you from falling off the rails. It's kind of like when you're bowling, how you have bowling rails to keep you from going in the gutter. That's how powerful having a coach is. That's why they say statistically having a coach increases your success rate by 88%. That's why whenever any major parts of your life, you want to make sure you have a coach. You said you pray you meet your soulmate tomorrow in Target on aisle 9. Well, I hope it's not on aisle 5, ma'am. You said my soulmate probably won't be ready for years. Well, then he probably won't be ready for years, ma'am. You are absolutely right. Okay? You are absolutely right. Because whatever you believe will be true for you. Now, for my students, that's not happening, ma'am. Okay? You got months. My students, you attracting your soulmate within months. If you want to take years to attract your soulmate, ma'am, by all means, enjoy that. You said, I've been in therapy and healing, but I feel so lonely. We hear that a lot. Ma'am, talk to Brenda, baby. Talk to Brenda. We can help you with that. You want love in time for the holidays, then don't walk, don't skip. Go ahead and sprint over to lovemappingcall.com to book with one of my love specialists. It's free temporarily. And then you also get Secrets of a Master Seductress. Or if you have been called, this is for those people who have been called, you want to work with me and you want to do a one-on-one with me where I do a reading, a spiritual reading. I will help you identify your love blocks. I will help you with what is it going to take for you to be able to break these patterns and for us to help you to be able to have your ultimate life and love experience. Then you want to book directly with me. And that is findmeloveshay.com, or you can just go to the link in the bio. Okay. Now, here's the thing, y'all. I'm all about positive mindset. But if you are speaking something and you're not doing the action behind it, because faith without works is what? Hello? Somebody drop it in the chat. Come on, ma'ams. Faith without works is, yeah, it's unalive. It's lip service. Okay? Sometimes the thing that keeps you stuck in the patterns, it's not sometimes, always. It's your subconscious mind that's keeping you stuck. If you're not doing anything to rewire your subconscious mind, then I hate to break it to you, man, but it's likely that you're just going to stay in the same pattern, wasting time. And I have people that have done that have 10 years ago, they came to me for help. And then they're like, you know what? I'll just figure it out myself. Okay. I'll just figure it out. I'll do my videos. I'll read. I'll go to workshops and all this other stuff. And then they'll come back to me 10 years like, Shay, I wish I would have worked. My biggest regret is I wish I would have worked with you 10 years ago, because now I have wasted a lot of time. And you can always get back more money, but you can never get back more time. Okay. If you book with me, if you're one of the ones that got the 10, congratulations, ma'am. Okay, congratulations. If you did book with me, make sure you say that. If you booked, then just put booked, so my staff knows, and then so you can be able to get your free gift, your Secrets of Master Seductress. Okay. I want to give y'all time so you can book, and then we can get it. And for my staff that's here, because I know you're here, please make sure you write down their whole name. Okay. And ladies, make sure that once you book, that you check your confirmation email, that you get a confirmation email, because I don't know what you guys did last Tuesday. Y'all broke the internet, and some of you guys were booking times that weren't there. It was weird. It broke our whole booking system. Okay, it broke our whole booking system. So make sure that you get a confirmation email. Okay, make sure you said, what if I'm dealing with health issues? Should I work on both at the same time? I'm not saying you should. I'm just saying our students that come to us with health issues, they come to us because they know that their health issues, the root cause is energetic imbalance. And that is due to love blocks. That's due to trauma being trapped in your body that has manifested as disease. And so in our community, when these women start healing, their bodies start to heal. Autoimmune diseases start to heal. All kinds of different issues, health-wise, start to heal. Right, Brenda? Ask Brenda. Brenda's right here. Ask some of my students. They'll tell you, like, the different miracles that happen. Some of you guys saw me in Dr. Joe Dispenza's documentary, The Source, the new one that just came out. And because I was the first person in the world to regrow my thyroid. If you want to hear that story, then let me know that in the chat. But I was the first person in the world to regrow my thyroid using his work. I know how to help guide you to heal and clear energy so that your body can naturally heal. So people come to heal and their body physically starts to heal as well, because that's what happens. Okay. They heal from anxiety. We've had clients that were on anxiety and depression medication that was able to get off of the anxiety and depression. And that requires a technique, right? You can't just work with anybody trying to do that. You have to work with somebody who knows what they're doing, because when you're on anxiety medications, you've been suppressing emotions. So then we have to work with your doctor to wean you off, and then address the pains and the issues. When you start feeling them, you need support to guide you through that process for you to start healing again. Okay. No, it's not asking you for a down payment, baby. It shouldn't be asking you for a down payment. Like, you're on somebody else's site. That's that's not our site. Okay? The love mapping call only with me. With If you're booking with me, it's $399, ma'am. Okay? It's normally $1,000 for you to be able to book a spiritual reading and a session with me. That's $1,000. So because I'm leaving, because there's 10 of you guys that called me, then I opened it up with a special for $399. So you will have to pay if you're booking with me. But if you want to do the free love mapping call, then you can book at lovemappingcall.com or the link in the bio, and you can book with one of my love specialists. Okay. All right. So you book, make sure you put book so my staff can list you. Where do we go to book with your staff? You can go to lovemappingcall.com. Can somebody put love mapping call, please, in the chat so that I can. Oh, we got to build a bear. Oh, DJ. Oh, is your feelings hurt, DJ? Because I'm waking up women? Because you won't build a bear. You won't be able to build a bear on them anymore? This is me rubbing your cheek. Like, oh, your feelings are hurt. Y'all, men are so mad. Oh my God, the Build-A-Bears are hot. They are 38 with me. Pew, 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 pew. Pew, 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 pew. Like, they are constantly coming on the lives, harassing, coming on my videos. Like, I know I hit a nerve. Okay, they do not want you to learn this. Build-A-Bears don't want you to do BD. If you want to build a bear, don't try to do BDU. If you want to be with the Build-A-Bear, okay, because they won't like you too much. Build-A-Bears will avoid you at all costs. Once you have healed your love blocks, become the best version of you, and you understand the art of attraction and the science of attraction, they won't want you too much. Okay, they don't want you to do. But the real men, the masculine marriage-minded men, yeah. The drizzle men, they don't like BDU students. All right, did I get all of you guys? All of you guys that booked. Thank you. You guys got the raw Sunday, fresh face. The me walking around the house, just being in love. Okay, y'all. Me and Lovebug, we're going on our 10th year anniversary. Like, in August is our 10th year anniversary. I don't know, those of you who've been around like for like the last several years, you remember when I was like at 4 years, 6 years with Lovebug? We going on 10 years. Now, I've known Lovebug since I was 14. Okay? That's a whole nother story. That's a whole nother story. But I've known Lovebug since I was 14. He was my best friend. I friend zoned the mess out of him. And remember, ladies, when you haven't healed, you can't see your soulmate. You can't see the person that God has for you. You just don't have the eyes, because they're covered by your pain. They're covered by your trauma. They're covered by your love block. So then this is the guy that you say is too nice. Okay? It says, oh, did I run out of spaces? Why is it saying $1,000, Love Bug? It's saying book with Shay is $1,000. For what day, love? Jasmine, it's only Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday are the only days that I'm available for the rest of the year. So if you try to book another date, then maybe it, Hold on, Jasmine. We checking, honey. Then I must have ran out. Did I run out? For July 7th, it's saying, okay. All right, he's fixing it. It shouldn't be. If I have more spaces, it shouldn't be. So, hold on a minute. Um, you said you tried for Tuesday. All right. This was a test to make sure you really wanted it. Okay. Because for those of you who didn't, then you're gonna be like, I'm not doing this. It's not meant to be. Huh? Yeah, but it's saying $1,000 for the price. Why is it showing up 1,000?
It's showing 399.
Oh, you know what? It's your cash. It's your cachet, ma'am. If it's showing up 1,000, baby, then clear your cache. I like to call it cache. Clear your cache or go to another browser and go to findmeloveshay.com in order to be able to get it for the $3.99 because it's $3.99. Okay. The the love mapping call. There's no charge for the love mapping call right now, right? The special's still there, right? So you must have did the summit, baby. You it sounds like you purchased the summit, which is amazing. Okay. Now, when you do the summit for the 197, the summit also comes with a love mapping call. So, like you'll be able to book your love mapping call. You just want to do it as soon as possible because the calendar is booked up for like several weeks. Okay. Oh, ma'am. What did you book, ma'am? What did you do? The summit. I think the summit's a really good start. Yeah, I really do. Especially if you've been following me for less than 3 months, then you should definitely do the summit. Okay. If you've been following me for more than 3 months, and you watch my lives on a regular basis, you watch my videos on a regular basis, then the summit's good, but you don't really need that. Like you know me enough to know. Baby, what's your question, honey? What's your question? So for the ones that cleared your cache, were you able to book with me? Did it work? How do we know if they are a soulmate? Because they talk to your soul. Literally, when your soulmate shows up, he will speak to your soul. Your soul will know. And another thing, I have my students do this technique where they're able to ask their soulmate when they're dating, and the soulmate confirms if that's them also. Okay. So, custom made, you gotta beat yourself once they give you a plan. Then, ma'am, clock out of that. Okay, clock out of that, and just start with the book or start with the summit because literally we're booked up and women are ready to invest in themselves. So if you're not able or not ready to invest in yourself, that's fine. That's fine. But just know when you get on the call, just because you're on the love mapping call doesn't mean it's automatic that you get into BDU. Okay. They have to make sure that you are ready because at the end of the day, we won't take anybody's dollars unless they are ready. Absolutely not. No, ma'am. Okay. Yep. And you got to, if you say no, you're not. If you are unable to, and you're unwilling to invest in yourself, if it is a good fit, words, if it is a good fit, then don't pass go, ma'am. Okay. Let somebody else who is ready to do their healing journey, who's their gut says, because I would say if your spirit not work with us, if I'm not the one, if we're not the one, we're not the one. And I don't want you to come into community feeling like we're not the one. Absolutely not. So my knows that there's no trying to convince. Absolutely not. Okay, absolutely not. Which call were you trying to book, Miss? Don't ask why. What call? Which one were you trying to book? Maybe I can get an expert to be able to help you. Okay, so where was I with my You was trying to book your love mapping call, and what happened? Do you have access to support? Actually, better. And what happened, love? If you're having any issues with booking, and remember, if you book, make sure you put it in the chat so that we can make sure that we have you down. It's asking you for a down payment. If it's asking you, clear your cachet, baby. Clear your cachet. I know it's cash, but I like saying cachet. Okay. Just clear your cash. If it's saying 1,000, it's not supposed to. It's from what my regular pricing is, because the regular price is 1,000. But just for today, for these 10 spots, then it's $3.99. Okay. Only for today is $3.99. So you want to clear it and get it, because once all the spots are booked up, then that's it. So anyway, I'm going to Africa. Me and the family, we're leaving. We're going to go on a month-long trip. I'm taking you guys with me because some of you guys, you work so hard, you don't even make time for yourself to even travel. Some of you guys, you want to be able to like live the life of your dreams, and I'm showing you how to do it. I'm showing you that you can do it, because it's a 5-star experience, and I want you to be able to see that. I want you to visualize that. I want you to claim that for yourself. I want you to know that it's possible, and the only thing that's stopping you are the blocks that's within you, the love blocks, which leads to money blocks that's within you. But once you clear it, which is an easy process when you know what you're doing, it's these 7 processes, that's it. Okay, then you're able to have it. It's yes baby, it's online. Okay, it's online. It's 100% online. That's the only way we can help people in Australia, in Europe, in, the islands, that help people all over the place. It's online. What is the website again? For me is Find Me Love Shay. Would you ever say yes to being someone's girlfriend on a first date? Crystal, you in danger, girl. Okay. I've never said this before, but you need to block him. You have a highly potential narcissist on your hands. That's not how it works. That's not how it works. Just think about it. He doesn't know you from a can of paint. Why? No, ma'am. No, ma'am. That's cloudy with a chance of no, ma'am. Okay, back out slowly. Block and delete. It told me to start with reading the book, and thank you for filling it. Okay. All right. Yes, baby. That means that you're not ready yet. Okay. The questionnaire will tell you, because it's not. We're not going to set you up for failure. There's no point for you to book if you're unable to let us help you, and it's okay. It just tells you where you're at, and then when you are ready, then we're here. Okay. Then we're here. She's like, oh my God, I didn't know you've been on Fox and other huge platforms. I've been around for a minute, baby. I've done a few things. I was on Fatal Attraction too. I used to do Fatal Attraction. You know, the murder mystery stories where the wife would kill her husband. I used to do that. My ex called me his Mrs. His last name 2 months in. No, ma'am. Ma'am. All of you who were able to book, congratulations. If you were having an issue booking, then ma'am, you have to ask yourself, how bad do you want it? Don't give up. Just try again. Okay? Just try again. A lot of times, energetically, there's a fight to keep you in the same place where you are now. So then certain things will come up. And this whole act is the beginning. This whole process is the beginning of you starting your healing journey. I've seen the strangest things. I've literally seen the strangest things. You said, I'm an amethyst. You're shocked. You know what? Here's the thing when it comes to the love archetype, it's not like good or bad. It's information. And it's information that empowers you to heal the right way, the most effective way to allow you to be able to achieve your ultimate life and love goals. That's all it is. Just take it as information. Okay? You're trying to make a payment with me? Intuitive Phoenix Love Bug. Can you check and see what's happening? You might have to try another browser, Intuitive Phoenix. Oh, diamonds tend to attract men who are emotionally unavailable, men who don't. Right. Okay, so the price is coming up, but it's not letting you pay. So diamonds attract so diamonds tend to attract men who are emotionally unavailable, men who simply can't love you. Okay? Men who can't love you, men who don't value you, men who don't show up for you. These are the kind of men who will miss your birth date. Okay? These are the kind of men who will cheat on you. Diamonds get cheated on a lot. Okay? Miss, don't ask why. That's probably most likely what's going on. For all the ones that were having an issue with the payment link, Miss, don't ask why. It's okay. Start where you are, baby. Remember Dodge Shadow. It's okay. You'll get there. You'll get there one day. Rubies tend to attract narcissists and man babies. Okay. Rubies attract narcissists and man babies. All of them, the worst ones that attract like the lowest of the low builder bears of all builder bears are amethysts, hands down. I must have missed your question, baby. I must look down when you posted it. What is it? What about onyx? Onyx tend to attract married men. They attract liars, manipulators, narcissists. Yeah. They attract people who like constantly violate their boundaries. Oh, and rubies attract man babies. A lot of man babies. Men who want to be taken care of. Men who they have to settle for it. I've even seen rubies take a man on a shopping spree because he dresses like a bum. And then she tries to clean him up. For the 25th of June, it's still saying, what 25th of June? Is it? First of all, July 3rd, I'm not available July 3rd. It just clicked for me. I'm in Africa July 3rd. It shouldn't show that I'm available July 3rd. I think y'all broke my booking.
Yeah, they're on the old page.
You guys, which should I go to? Because they're going to Love Mapping Call. They're going to Find Me Love Shay. They're going to Find Me Love Shay, which is going to the booking link. And I've seen the dates. No, not July 1st. Only this Monday, tomorrow, Tuesday, and Wednesday are the only days. And then I'm gone. For the rest of the year, I won't have any more one-on-one openings except for students that are mine that's in Diva Universe, in Boss, my Boss Diva Elites, but like for the rest of the year. So no, it was on there July 3rd. It shouldn't be. Yeah. Oh gosh. We need to make sure we change her before somebody else books out the time, and then so we gotta change. Baby, can you email support at Shea Better? Can you, if you booked in July, can you email support at Shea Better so they can hurry up and help you book the right days for either Monday, Tuesday, or Wednesday? Um, so they can move you. I'm more concerned about you getting your spot before it all books out. Okay. I'm not sure exactly how you booked on the third or the first. I'm not sure. Sorry about that. Technology is something that happens when all of you guys go at the same time. We gotta fix that. Okay. Intuitive, how are you doing, baby? Intuitive, you tried on a different diamonds tend to feel unworthy, so the men who are attracted tend to not value them. Exactly. If you notice, you tend to attract the way you feel about yourself. Just the way it is. Y'all, my lips is falling apart. I need to go upstairs. I gotta go do my red lip therapy. I gotta go. The Tuesday is still saying $1,000. Um, Intuitive, are you on your phone trying to book, or are you on a computer? Lovebug, are you looking into it? Hey, you know what, Intuitive? Email email James, for those of you who are trying to book with me immediately so we can hurry up and save your spot. Email James at shaybetter.com. Okay. If you want to take the archetype quiz, just go to the link in the bio. Just go to the link in the bio, ma'am. You ain't gotta yell at me, ma'am. Damn. I think I was wearing Boss Lady by Lip Bar. I think I was wearing Boss Lady by Lip Bar. You had to yell at me. God dog. If you go to the link in the bio. But for those of you who have tried to book with me and it's saying 1,000, don't panic. Just email James at Shea Better, and he will help you secure it now before your spot is taken. He will help you to get booked right now. Right now. Okay. It's $3.99 with me because it's me. But with my students, and it's not my students, okay, because they're like trained, they're certified. So it's the certified love specialist, and we're doing a special where it's free. Okay. So right now it's free. You can book with them. And if you put booked in the chat, all of you who booked and put booked in the chat, then you're going to also get access to Secrets of a Master Seductress. Okay. Secrets of a Master Seductress. Specialist. With me, it's $3.99. With my love specialist, it's free. With me, you get a spiritual reading. You're not getting a spiritual reading with my love specialist. So first, if you tell me which one, then I can direct you. Okay. So the onyx, like I said, tend to attract married men who don't honor your boundaries, narcissists, definitely. Citrine attract abusers. Okay. Citrines are going to attract abusive men, narcissistic men. Amethyst, oh my God. You know, I wish I could come up with a word clever enough for the type of men that amethysts attract, because Build-A-Bear is not harsh enough. Gremlins is not harsh enough. The slimy of the slime isn't harsh enough. Like, amethysts attract like the lowest of the low. Okay. Team, make sure you have Miss Mealy down, please. If you're trying to book with my staff, make sure you put book so we can put you down. And you go to lovemappingcall.com to book with my staff. Amethyst, they attract Monica, if you are unable, if they approve you to get the help, if you do not, or you are unable to be able to invest in yourself, then don't book the call, baby. Okay, you're not paying $5,000 down, and you're not paying anything unless we say yes to you getting in. But if we do, and you want our help, and you got to be able to or capable of investing in yourself. If you can't, then we just looking at each other like we crazy. We can't do anything for you. So we like to be upfront with you to say this is what's required at minimum. But we have payment plans. We have funding partners. A lot of our students use a firm. You know, they get their payments where they're really affordable, where they fit into their budget. Okay. But if you know you don't have the budget and you're not financially stable, then get the book. Okay. Start off with the book. It's just Boss Diva. It's just Boss Diva, and you will go through, you would talk about whatever your options, if you have them, with your love specialist. Okay? When you sit down with your love specialist during your love mapping call, then they will share what your options are. Your most important thing is getting the yes. That's the most important thing. So make sure that you show up for your call. Make sure that you look at your confirmation email. Don't be in a car, ma'am. Okay, if you're in a car, your call's gonna get canceled, and you won't ever be able to book again. Okay, they can't talk to you in a car. My insurance liability won't allow that. So you can't be in a car. You got to be in a quiet room, no kids around. Okay, please don't call me while you're at work, while you're working, while you're taking care of kids. Like, make space for yourself. This is a very spiritual and powerful moment. We call it your birthday, so you want to make sure you take it seriously. It. So, can you elaborate on amethyst? I already talked about amethyst. What does rubies attract? I talked about rubies earlier, but if you take the free love archetype quiz, then I have a video where I break it down for you. Okay? If you take your love archetype quiz, the answer that you get, I have a video where I talk to you about what type of men you tend to attract. You can get the book at the link in the bio. Go to the link in the bio, and the book is there. Okay? The book is there. And then Jan, yeah, all of that would be shared with you by your love specialist. All right, y'all. So I think I have like 30 more minutes with my son before he goes to bed. Congratulations to all of you guys who were able to book. Congratulations. For all of you who I'm going to sit down with on Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, who have been called to work with me, I can't wait. I can't wait to see you. I can't wait to work with you. And for all of you guys who end up being able to join Boss Diva, congratulations in advance, and welcome to the Divahood, and welcome to your brand new life, and welcome to more happiness, more abundance, more peace and love than you've ever experienced in your entire life. I just want y'all to know that, at the end of the day, no matter whatever you do, okay, because it's your life, what you do and the choices that you make, that's going to determine your life. And no matter what you do, understand that the truth of the matter is that you are the prize. You've always been the prize. Your traumas, your life experiences, the way you've been treated, that has not eliminated the fact that you are the prize. And when you finally say yes to yourself, and you choose yourself, and you heal your love blocks, and you're finally able to see who you really are, then the right person will rise up and claim you as the prize you've always been. I love you all. I appreciate you. I appreciate you for tuning in. I appreciate your support. God bless you, and have a good night. Intuitive Phoenix, he's waiting on your email, so he's going to take care of you, baby. Okay? Just email James at shaybetter.com. He's going to personally work with you so that you get on my calendar. Okay? I assure you. I will see you within the next 3 days. All right, love? And you already emailed support. Oh, hell. Well, It's first come, first serve, but Intuitive Phoenix, you're definitely going to be able to get booked. And James is responding to your emails now. So as soon as he sends you out the payment link, then make sure you take care of it so he can hurry up and get you on the calendar. Everybody else, have a good night. I love you guys. God bless. Congratulations. And YouTube, for the first live in a long time. Thank you for joining. I appreciate it. It's been fun. All right. How do I turn this? I don't even know how to turn this off. How do I turn this off? Like,